Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you need to restrict access to certain columns in a database, but the user still has editing rights? It can be a real headache, right? If this sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to explore how to lock certain columns from being edited in PostgreSQL. I totally understand how frustrating it can be when you want to protect sensitive data, but still need to give users access to the table. You're not alone in this struggle. Many database administrators face similar challenges. Let's dive into the specific question at hand. One user asked, how can I lock certain columns from being edited even though the user has access to editing rights for the table in PostgreSQL? If you've been wondering the same thing, stick around as we break this down. So what's the issue here? In PostgreSQL, while you can grant users access to a table, controlling access to specific columns can be tricky. Understanding how permissions work is key to solving this problem. And don't go anywhere. I have a powerful tip at the end that will help you manage your database permissions more effectively. To lock certain columns from being edited in PostgreSQL, the user should start by creating a new role that will have limited permissions. This role will be used to restrict access to specific columns. Next, the user needs to grant the necessary permissions to this new role for the table, but only for the columns they want to allow editing. This is done using the grant command. After setting up the role and permissions, the user should revoke the update permission on the columns they want to lock. This ensures that even if the user has access to the table, they cannot edit those specific columns. Finally, the user can assign this new role to the specific users who need restricted access. This can be done using the alter user command. Fun fact, PostgreSQL is named after the original name of the database, Postgres, which was a play on the term post-ingress. It's a powerful tool, and knowing how to manage permissions can make it even more effective. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach involves using a trigger in PostgreSQL. This method creates a function that checks if a specific column is being modified by a designated user. If the user attempts to change that column, an exception is raised, preventing the update. Here's that powerful tip I promised. Regularly review your database permissions and adjust them as necessary. This practice can save you from potential data breaches and keep your information secure. And there you have it. You now know how to lock certain columns from being edited in PostgreSQL. Remember, managing permissions is crucial for data security. If you found this video helpful, hit the subscribe button for more tips. And don't miss our next video on advanced PostgreSQL techniques.